All right, guys, the time has come. Foxtail Meadows is here. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this course. It is really awesome. Anytime there's a new course, almost as much as any big event or thing in the game, I enjoy a new course about as much as any of that. I love kind of just recording my initial impression, going in blind, seeing how well I can do on my very first attempt at the course. And I was able to record that a few weeks ago when I first saw it as a tester, and I wanted to include that in this video just so you guys can kind of see my initial reaction to this course. But in addition to that, since there's been a few updates since, I wanted to also see if we can get a minus 13 under round at the same time. So we're going to kind of go back and forth between the two so you guys can kind of hear my initial reaction. At the same time, I'm going to show you lines that you can use to get minus 13 and get this sweet little Foxtail Meadows icon ring. So we're going to flash back to my initial impression, and then I'll show you my shot after practicing a little bit. All right, guys, I am so excited to play this course for the first time. Foxtail Meadows. Super stoked. This is going to be my first run through. I'm going to kind of take it as if I'm playing a course in real life, trying to score as well as I can, but kind of going in blind. I've seen some scorecards, but I haven't seen any clips or anything about the course yet, so I really don't know what to expect. Little caveat, obviously, if you're seeing this, that means the course has been made public, so there's probably going to be some changes that they've made based on feedback from the people testing it. That's the whole purpose of testing it, is to make sure it's ready to be pushed out. So what you're seeing now may vary a little bit from what's actually pushed out to the game. So just so you know, we'll see what changes, but I'm excited nonetheless. Here we go, Foxtail Meadows. What do we got? Oh man, how's that for a first hole? So it gives me kind of like a windswept fields type of vibe with all that open grass and the wind, the windmills. Looks fun. I'm excited. Looks like the mini maps aren't really there because that does not look accurate, so I'm not really going to pay attention to the mini maps. But we got 665 foot par 4. Anyone that looks at this off this tee box, I can't imagine them thinking that backhand is a good idea here, at least for a right-handed player. So pretty obvious forehand shot. Not sure how far up there we're going to be able to get it. It's hard to tell how steep that hill is, but we're definitely going for it here. Glide, skip, arrive. I'm going to maybe flex this, try to get as much out of it as I can, and then skip it up the hill and hopefully get a look for eagle. From what I've been told, I don't think there's any really good ace runs, a couple par 3s that are possible, and then lots of holes that eagle is possible on par 4s and 5s. So that's obviously what we see here. I think with a good drive, especially with this tailwind, we should be able to get up there, I would think, and have some sort of a look for eagle. Obviously, if you get a big headwind on this hole, that would change it quite a bit and make it a lot less likely that you're going to get an eagle look. So here we go. Glide, skip, arrive, flex it around. Didn't quite turn it enough, so I don't think, I would imagine anything right of that wall is OB. So, man, I don't think that's where you want to go. I think down there on the left of the basket is better. Maybe even that little tier just below the basket. Because if I miss this, man, it's probably going down the hill. We're still going to run it on 30. See if we can get this to go on a forehand. Hopefully if I miss, it catches that the little barriers protecting the basket. 130 downhill. Oh, we drop it in. We get an eagle first try. There's no better way to start a new course than drop in an eagle on a little death putt. All right, here we go. Now we're going to try to get this minus 13. Very little change on this hole. It's funny enough, I'm using the same aim point that I did in that very first shot, so I thought that was interesting. They added a fence along that little walkway, but other than that, very similar. I mean, pretty much the exact same hole, not really any big changes here. And that's going to be the same for most of these holes. You're not going to notice any huge changes from the first time I played it. But here we go, 52 feet. That's probably the ideal spot to leave yourself, just an uphill putt for the eagle. So if you're going for 3-star or for that -13, I would definitely recommend getting eagle on this first shot. All right, back to my first look. So there we, oh man, okay, par 3, 489. Looks like it's down a big hill. I'm not sure why it tees us off facing this way since the basket's obviously over there. In real life courses, I've never been a fan of tee boxes that set you up kind of, I guess if you're throwing a big hyzer, that kind of sets you up the right direction. So I guess that's somewhat realistic, but still, we got a 2 kind of left to right headwind. I don't know if I need a drive. I have a feeling this is quite a bit downhill. I would imagine it's like an island, so if I miss it, I'm going to be OB. Well, let's try. I'm going to try the sticky sapphire, 'cause that way it might stop. Let's try this. Go right at it. Maybe a little bit of anhyzer, but it should stay pretty straight for me with that left to right wind. Come on back. Oh, that's a pretty good distance though. Oh man, I was afraid I might be short, but we are right next to the basket. Look at that basket right on a tractor. That's awesome. So I mean, definitely an ace is possible there. I imagine after a while most of us will get some sort of a safe line that you can drop it in. I wonder, I would imagine this course probably has 4 winds as possibility. I wonder if a 1 wind is a possibility, but we'll find out. So pretty good start so far. I'm impressed that I hit that island. I almost decided to take a roll rive and power it down a little bit, but because I was worried that sapphire was going to be short. All right, here we go again after some practice. Trying to get that -13. I'm going to aim a little bit lower with my sticky sapphire. I do have an ace line for these 1 winds, but I'm just going to play it safe here and throw that sticky sapphire up to the base of the basket, get the easy birdie, and move on. These par 3s are tough aces to get. So you just need a birdie here. Don't need to ace any of these par 3s to get the -13. And then back to my initial one. But it actually ended up being perfect. All right. I actually did see a clip on this one. Daniel, something about the hitbox of this tree being a little messed up. But I would imagine, I don't see any Mandos. But I don't think that means, I wonder if I can go that way. I'm just worried that there's a Mando there. You would think it'd be marked. But again, the mini maps aren't there. I don't see a sign anywhere. I'm just gonna like play a forehand, try to hit through the gap there. So let's do that. We'll just kind of aim down this left side with some hyzer. Actually, let's aim up the middle and just, here we go. Straight pull almost, and then just have it kind of fade out on me once it gets through the gap. Fade, 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 fade. Oh, I didn't judge that gap very well. Dang it. So that was not a very good shot. What do we got? 329. It looks like, I mean, it looks like the basket's down there a ways, like downhill a ways. And there's water down there too, so that worries me. 329. Obviously that left gap seems better than over here, so I think I can avoid the tree. 329 though. I think we're gonna kind of play this somewhat safe and just slide it kind of down there carefully with the vandal nice and straight. Just power this down a little bit. Oh, there is some water. Catch the barrier. Okay, pretty good shot there. So I feel like a good drive, you can still get a look for eagle there, but again, I need to find out if there's a Mando or not. If not, you can take, that line there and just go right at it, but we'll have to see. Don't want to take any big chances on this first run through because I'm trying to get as good a score as I can, but I feel like that's a good eagle opportunity, especially if there's not a Mando. Par 5 coming up. All right, if you're going for the 3-star, that -13, definitely want to get an eagle here. It's a pretty easy hole. I'm going to go default aim. Actually, I might lower it just a little bit. With a 1 wind, you can go default just a little bit of hyzer and it gets you through here. This is actually a pretty easy eagle, but definitely in the bigger winds, it can get pretty tricky. But even if you go long like that, you're going to get caught there and it'll save you. So very easy eagle.
definitely want to get that eagle there.
All right, I mean, 981, holy. But I don't see any other option other than just kind of bombing it through that gap as far as you can get, because it's a long hole. So we're going to try to go just left of this tree. So here we go. Pretty good line. That's right where I was. Oh, it looks like the fairway kind of splits down here. We get on the left side. All right. See what this looks like. 309. Can we even see the basket? Oh yeah, there's the basket. Okay. So I think we're just gonna do another little vandal shot, keep it nice and straight, and put us right up by the basket there. Oh, it's elevated a little bit. Okay, sweet. I like the way these baskets are placed. But we're gonna, oh, that's gonna be an eagle. Nice. So big drive there. I feel like albatross is definitely in play on that hole if you can get a good enough drive. It looks like, I mean, I can't move around. Looks like the basket's kind of protected around it to where you can kind of give it a run.
All right, guys, another one you definitely want to get eagle, especially if you get a big win like this. You can get a look for albatross. I really like this forehand line, kind of a big flex shot through this gap and then fading to the right after that. Initially, when I first played it, as you just saw, I kind of just assumed it was a par 4, but it's a par 5. So this one got a little too far to the right, so I didn't really get much of a look for Albie. But if you hit a good drive and you find a good line, I think the right fairway is a little better. But here we are. We're only 210 out from here. But you can definitely have a look at Albie on this hole with a good drive. Oh, get in there. So that was with the harp. Almost got the Albie. Yeah, not almost. It was close. But we get the eagle, so we're on track for a 3-star, on track for that minus 13.
So that looks like a fun hole. What in the world? All right, this gives me kind of Frozen Valley 9 vibes. We got that Mando that you can see right there. This does not look like the ideal wind though. OB left and right, so I've got to keep this as straight as possible. My goal is just to get past the Mando, I guess. It's a par 4. Obviously goes way downhill after you get past that Mando, so here we go. See how we do here. I think I can do a straight pull here and it'll just turn and then just kind of fight the wind the whole way. I'm just trying to keep this in bounds. It looks really good. I mean, I think with good wind you can get this to start making it down the hill, kind of. Oh yeah, oh, that's gonna be fun, man. There's the Mando tree, dude. So very similar to Frozen Valley 9, but a much more difficult shot, it seems like. It's just a tighter. You have to kind of hit it right around the Mando with like a lot of hyzer. I wonder if a roller is a possibility. Lots of options there. That's going to be fun to figure out. 224 way down the hill. I'm going to actually go harp, just something nice and sticky. Something really stable in this big headwind. And let's see how we do. Go in, go in. No way. Oh, that was freaking awesome. Definitely the highlight of my round right there. First time playing that hole and we get the eagle. That was such a sick shot. And it's just going by a feel, no lines. Just all kind of what feels right.
All right, that was probably my highlight of that round. That was such an awesome throw in. I got all super giddy when I made that one. Tough hole to get it down. There's definitely some backhand roller lines, kind of a cut roller type play where it carves your way around the corner here. This is probably more of a neutral play here. Just throw it up to the top and then have a shot down to the green. You don't need to get this eagle to get the minus 13. So that's why I didn't play too aggressive here. Just getting the birdie and moving on. Definitely an eagle that's possible, especially if you have that roller figured out.
It's kind of, I feel like it's almost more fun playing like this than having your memorized lines and just going through your routines. This is so much fun to play a first course for the first time. I'm having a blast and somehow doing really well. 385, all right. This is another one of the par 3s. I don't see a lot of trouble behind it. So, oh, is there... My eyes are not good. This is when computer or tablet. See that? There's OB behind it. I was going to try to give this a run, but it doesn't look like that would be smart. Dang. So we're going to go kind of smart here. Just take the Vandal. Yep. You don't want to go long. Jeez, that is a sketchy run there. Man, I wonder if you go long if it makes it down the hill. Either way, we got a nice shot for birdie. But I'm just kind of bummed that so far it's no really good ace runs.
All right, y'all. So of all the par threes, this is the one I'm most excited about. This is why the forehand line with the skip sapphire. So quite a few of the testers wanted the OB to kind of be moved back or something to change so you can kind of run this one a little easier. But I actually really like this skip sapphire line, and this is why. Even if you go long, like it finds its way inbounds so many times. Like I feel like it's a very safe bid and potential to get an ace in a very tough ace run hole. So I'm stoked about that line.
And we are on fire so far. First time. Another par 3 way up the hill. Holy smokes, the elevation is impressive in this. Alright, I don't see Mandos. Looks like there's a creek running through. That right side looks pretty dangerous. Going that way, that just doesn't look smart. And I just don't know if I can get past the creek up there. I feel like we got a big headwind too, man. Alright, 261 way up the hill. I just feel like the skip sapphire is going to be short still. So I'm going to get a little crazy here. This is probably my first mistake, but let's try to skip this over the creek with the glide skip rive. This could be a disaster, but it could be really cool too. All right, here we go. Oh, did I miss the ground? What in the world? How's that not? I'm a little disappointed in that shot. Dang, we might be able to save par though. I'm just surprised that didn't skip more. That wind. All right, we saved par. So you really don't need to go for that green. That'll be a fun hole to play some more because it wasn't very well executed. But I think you can just leave it short of the creek and have a pretty easy birdie. But that's no fun. Didn't want to do that.
All right, so lots of different ways you can play this hole. Obviously, that right side looked pretty dangerous to me initially, but after playing it, I was quick to realize it's probably the way to go. The PD2 is the perfect disc for this shot, but I just went with the gold here. I didn't have it in the bag this time. And you can see the ace is possible, but even if you go way past the basket, it's still just a 63-footer, so pretty open. There is some collision you got to be careful about, but should be a pretty routine birdie and a possible ace.
Although I said I was gonna, oh, what in the world? I don't even know what to think right now. There's no map to go on. I don't know if there's Mandos. I just feel like I can't go right at it. I want to try to be somewhat smart here and not go glides. Let's see what happens here. We're going to go glide skip and try to skip it down. Kind of aim nice and high so it's already fading. This could do anything really. Holy moly. No. Look at all that water. Oh, this is going to be a fun hole. That's not even where the basket is. It's over there to the left. Holy smokes. Okay, well, that didn't give us a very good look at... Is that a Mando? Shoot. I think I still got to go through those Mandos. Oh my goodness. I should have just listened to my... We ruined a good round. All right. Skip Sapphire through the Mando here. Get on. Oh, I threw backhand? Shoot. That was supposed to be forehand. Well, we made the Mandos. We're going to have to struggle for par here. All right. I think the Explorer is probably the way to go here. Maybe even power down a touch. Surely I don't have to make it on the green there. Okay, well, we get par. Man, I'm excited, man. It's new, it's fresh. I can't wait to grind it a little bit and figure out some lines.
All right, so hole 8, this is one they probably made the biggest change. They changed it from a par 5 to a par 4, and I couldn't agree more with that change. Definitely plays better as a par 4. I should have trusted my gut initially. I think fairway is definitely the play here. Obviously, it's much easier with the mini map when you can see the Mandos, and you can see how tight those Mandos are. So this might, develop into a shot that a lot of people feel confident going for to try to get the eagle. But man, it's such a tough shot off the tee to hit those Mandos. Even in a calm wind, it is not an easy shot to execute. So eagle is going to be really tough on this hole. I think the smart play is just going to be a fairway off the tee, and then maybe find a way to get down far enough to give it a soft bid, but most often you're probably going to get birdie on this hole.
It's going to be so much fun. It just feels like it's been forever since we got a new course. What in the world? 1273. Oh man, that's so far. I keep looking at the mini map like it's going to tell me something. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, there's no reason to try to play smart now. Go big or go home here. Can we get to the left side of that? Or I'm just going to do a big flex shot here. Oh, dude. Look at that. Go. Oh, man. This is when you need a paradigm. That's not the direction you want to go. Holy cow. Okay. Maybe even forehand. You want, 384. That ain't too bad, though. Not too bad at all, but like a really straight, like turn glide or a skip paradigm is probably a much better disc than something so overstable, even with that big flex. Trying to see what's going on down there. It looks like there's water before the basket, but I should be okay if I go long. So 384 downhill. The Sapphire should cover that. I'm gonna go glide Sapphire just to make sure I make it. I think it's okay if let's go sticky. It's got to be able to cover that distance downhill, I would think. Fade. Not very accurate. Oh, we might be behind. I think we'll still have a look. Get an eagle there. Not too bad for our first run. There you go, Foxtail Meadows.
All right, now here we are. Signature hole 9. Such a cool hole. So they shortened this about 10 feet. I think they just dropped the tee box down the hill a little bit. I don't know if it just makes it a little easier to carry the long grass that can get you in trouble off the tee, especially in a headwind. But I do like turn glide here, like I kind of mentioned in that initial impression. I think something that's long and straight is going to be your best bet. I kind of overcooked this one. Paradigm is probably a great disc. I think Daniel just messaged me not too long ago saying he drove the green with the Paradigm on this hole. So definitely possible to get some crazy bomber drives on this hole. It's going to be a fun hole to play, especially with all the wind variations that this course has to offer. And this last hole, par 5, huge downhill hole. It's just going to make for some really fun finishes, in my opinion. So we're just going to try to get this down there. Make sure we throw it far enough. And we get a really lucky bounce off the wall there. And we're going to finish this off with the eagle. And that's going to be just enough to get that -13 and earn us that sweet foxtail little ring.
That was a lot of fun. 7 and 8 kind of got me, but 11 under for my first run through, not too shabby. Lots of eagle opportunities, probably a couple Albie opportunities, maybe some ace opportunities. I'm going to have to figure some lines out for those par 3s, but I had a blast. I can't wait till this goes public. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. As always, thanks for watching me play some DGV.
All right, we're back after earning that little icon ring.
let's go check it out. Found the Fox earlier, so I'll let you discover that one on your own. Definitely took me a little while, but it was fun to find, to get that cool Fox icon. And I'm definitely going to be rocking this ring and icon for a while. I just am such a big fan of this course, so I feel like that's one way I can show that, you know, I love the course and I'm excited to have it in the game. So once this course goes live, you'll see me with that Fox icon with the tail ring around it, like so. I'm not sure what I'll do for the background yet, but we'll figure something cool out. There you go, guys. Have fun out there chasing them foxtails, and as always, thanks for watching me play some DGV.